Hi, I'm Rose and I go to Seneca College. I study business management. Currently, it's summer for me from May to August, so I go back in September for the BBM degree program. I'll be starting semester 2 in that program. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about the winter career fair, which happened in February when I was doing school in the winter semester of 2022. So I typically attend the career fair just because it's good to know about different job postings that are related to your program. So it's easy to find out about job postings that way, and then you can also ask the employer questions. And it's also good to get information about the company as well. So I do attending. And then I also attending just because co-op for me is coming up in January, so I need to find a company to do co-op with. So yeah, that's why I attended also. Even if I don't apply to these job postings, at least I could find a company that I or maybe that I could see myself doing co-op with. So yeah, I will just be going over the presentations that I had attended. I had written notes in February when I attended all these, but I didn't end up making a video because I didn't have time. So now that I have time, now that it's summer, so now I'm making this video, so don't mind that it's super late. And then for these job postings, I will leave the company's website links in the description box below, so in case you're wondering, it'll be there. And I also wanted to say that attending these career fair, the career fair, it's free, so you don't have to pay anything. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that it's also free. So anyways, let's get started with the video. So the first presentation that I'm going to be talking about is HelloFresh. So basically, HelloFresh, the company, they basically deliver pre-made meal kits to people. And it's not pre-made food, it's already portioned out ingredients, and they provide, so basically it's just all the ingredients that you'll need, and they provide the recipe, so you just make it yourself at home, and you just follow the recipe, but you already have all the ingredients already, and they're all portioned out. So the presenter said that the work environment is very fun, it's very supportive, and there's a lot to grow within this company. And they said that all the food, whatever's left over, all the employees, they get first grabs, and then whatever's left from that, then they donate it. So that's really good. They don't waste food or anything. So the position that they were actually looking to hire was a machine operator full-time position. So they were actually looking for engineering students, and the pay would be $18.50 to about $23 an hour, which is really good. And the location that you would work out of is their Mississauga location. The shifts for this job, because they operate 24/7, then you could do weekends, evenings, they're kind of really flexible. So although this presentation, it said it would be for business students as well, this specific job posting that they were presenting about was just for engineering students. And their recruitment process is they screen you over the phone, and then you come onto the site and you meet the manager, and you get a little site tour. And although they were just looking for engineering students to fit this role, this job, they also said that they do hire for co-op in Toronto. So my co-op is, so for me, my co-op is happening in January. So HelloFresh, I was actually thinking about it. I was maybe I could apply there because they do have a Toronto, they do have a place in Toronto. So maybe I could apply to there. I wouldn't mind HelloFresh. The next presentation that I'm gonna go over is the Ontario Place. I used to love going to Ontario Place as a kid, but since it's shut down as an amusement park, they now use the park for other things. They still have the Cinesphere, and they have I think kayaking. They still have the canoe, and because I went there for one of my birthdays one time to kayak, and they have other activities too. So for this one is just for, they were looking for a summer position, because all the jobs are happening in the summer. So for this job, they were just looking for students to work for the summer, gain experience. You get to work outside, unless if you're working in the Cinesphere. So some of the jobs, like they had a bunch. You could actually look on their like site, but like they were looking for like people to work in the Cinesphere for like movie nights, you know, doing the popcorn tickets and all that. And then they were also looking for security, so also people to do the parking. They were looking for like people to tie boats, because at Ontario Place there's water, there's boats and stuff. And they were looking for a bunch of like, I think activity coordinator or something like that, like people to plan like events and stuff. And so they were hiring for like assistants to help with that. Oh, and they were also hiring for people to work on the plans, like to, I guess, design how the planting looks. They teach you everything and you would get trained. But actually, I was gonna like apply for the planting one, where you could like design the different like plants and see, like, because they had like so many the flower beds and stuff, so you could like design how it looks. You cut the plants how you like. Yeah, the presenter, he said he did that and like he really enjoyed it. So yeah, the application process is easy. You just send a resume and cover letter to ontarioplace.com. The next presentation that I'm going to be talking about is the Toronto Community Housing Corporation. So basically they deal with the housing buildings and tenants and all of that comes with housing. So basically what they were looking for, like who they were hiring, or like the job position, was basically just like maintaining maintenance within like the housing buildings, and then also collecting tenants' rent and like all of that sort of stuff. So for this presentation, I don't know if I would apply to it. I feel like I could, but I don't know if it's something that I am like completely interested in. Like the HelloFresh and the Ontario Place, like the Ontario Place was like really interesting. I should have applied to that. Okay, moving on to the next presentation, which is the Canada Revenue Agency that I attended. So basically the CRA, they administer tax. So the CRA, they actually said that they hire students all year round. So that's worth noting. So basically to apply for jobs with the CRA, you do have to create a CRA candidate profile, set up job alerts to your email so you'll get notified when like job postings occur. And they also said that they do hire students with disabilities, so that's really good too. And on their site they said to search for SU, it stands for students, for job postings like that are for students. They do offer a program for students with disabilities to help them network and to experience working in public service. And also they do take co-op, so that's really good. You could always apply for co-op too and like get in through that way, like get in through co-op and then eventually try to find a job position. Okay, moving on to the next presentation, which is the York Region District School Board. So I'm actually reading here that the York Region District School Board, they cover Aurora, East Gwillimbury, Georgina, King, Markham, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, Vaughan, Whitechurch, Stouffville. So those are the areas that the York Region District School Board covers. So basically they were looking for like more educational roles, so teacher roles and like substitute teacher like positions. So like if you're looking to like, you know, get your foot in the door and be a substitute teacher, like to get your foot in the door, so then you can eventually like gain a teaching position that way, that's a good way to do it. That's what they said. And then the last presentation that I attended at the career fair for the winter semester this year was the GHY International presentation. So basically they provide custom brokerage, trade services to manufacturers, importers, and exporters in Canada and the US. So basically they're a customs broker. They also deal with free trade. They have an import specialist trainee program, and they did say that they do take people that are new to the industry with no experience, so you don't like necessarily have to have experience. They also take people who are new to Canada and people who have just finished school, so graduates, like students. So they do have a program where it's for 3 months and it's with other trainees, and it's a way to get your foot in the door. And they did say that in this trainee program, if you do well, then they will set you up for a full-time permanent position. And the position, like their location, is in Winnipeg, so not Toronto. So unfortunately not Toronto. So if you're interested, then send a resume to careers@ghy.com, or you can visit their website at ghy.com/careers. And for this company, I'm not really like interested, because I'm not like interested in like brokerage or just like any of this, but I did attend because it did say it could apply to like business students, so I wanted to like see all the presentations that apply to business students and possibly like apply, or in the future apply to them. Definitely I won't apply to this one, but like just in case anyone's interested, I wanted to include it because I did like attend the presentation, so like I was able to like gain some information about it. So they did get like questions, so they did say like, you know, like when you're graduating, you don't really have experience. So they said like that's okay. So they said to put instead volunteer experience. And when you do send in a cover letter with them, to state your expectations, where you're located and where you're willing to work, because their location is Winnipeg. So if you're from Toronto, then like state that you're like willing to work in Winnipeg, but you're located in Toronto right now. And then as another tip, they did say to do a little bit like of research about the company before you go for an interview, because they said like when like they do interviews, like sometimes like the biggest pet peeve like that they don't like is when the applicant, like when they don't like do research about the company like before the interview. So just like a little bit of research, like you don't have to like deep dive into the company, just know like what they do basically and a little bit like background information. So yeah, those were all the winter career fair presentations that I attended as a business student. The only like places that I would personally want to apply to is HelloFresh, because like I feel like that's a good place to work, like to deal with all the like food ingredients and all of that. Like it sounds fun. And then I would also like to work at Ontario Place, maybe in the summer, not this summer because I think they already like took applicants and like I think it's already like running, but maybe like next summer I could do that. And then, well, possibly, or maybe I could apply. Like that's been a really fun, like to work in the Sinisphere, or like tie the boats down, or like learn about like how to do the planting and everything. That sounds really fun. And then also the York Region District School Board, that sounds like a possible full-time position if I'm willing to get back into teaching, because I used to teach preschool, so that was actually pretty fun. And then yeah, if I want to get back into teaching, but like I don't know if they have like that many positions. That's why I feel like they're just hiring for like substitute teacher positions, which isn't like, it isn't like constant, so you'll get like work like, you know, iffy, like you'll get work here and there, like it won't be, you know, like it won't be a full-time position basically. So maybe I'll do that. But yeah, I just wanted to like mention, I know the winter career fair happened like a while back, but I didn't have the time to make the video. I had written down notes, but I hadn't like had time, so now I do have time. So I hope that helped if you're a business student, or just if you're a student in general, like even the engineering like the engineering job posting that they're looking for, the machine operator. So it's just like interesting to see or learn about like different companies, and to see like what like types of jobs that they're like hiring for. Yeah, just like ask tips too during the Q&A of like what students can put in their resume, or what we can put in our cover letter, or during like the interview process. So that's really good. And then also asking like, how do we even apply? Like, do we apply through the website, or, you know, specifically like do we email them? You know, it's just good to gain knowledge and like ask those questions. So yeah, that's basically it. If you are interested in any of these positions, or any of these like working for the companies or applying to co-op, I'll put their like website links in the description box below, so you can do that if you're interested. If not, then, you know, whatever. But yeah, every semester I try and attend the career fair just for possible like job openings that I find interesting, or just like future like references, because like I do have co-op coming up in January. So it's just like good to know like, oh, maybe like possible companies that I wouldn't mind like, you know, doing co-op with. So that's why I attend them. And you know, I just like learning about like different companies and just like seeing the options that I have, you know, when I do graduate. So yeah, I don't know if they do the career fair every semester. I think they just do it for the fall and winter. I haven't been around, like I haven't seen it in the summertime, but they might do it in the summertime too, but I'm not too sure. So yeah, that is it for today's video, all about the winter career fair this semester for business students specifically. So yeah, so I'll end the video off here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in another video.